Hey everyone, it's June 8th, and that means that if today is your birthday, you share with David Meirhofer, a serial killer whose case was one of the first that involved the use of offender profiling by the FBI after he murdered 4 victims in Montana in the 60s and 70s, and that is him right up there. Born in Bozeman, Montana in 1949, Meirhofer was bullied by other students at his school in a rural part of the state. He was just 18 when he killed his first victim, a 13-year-old boy who he kidnapped in 1967, then killed again a year later, kidnapping a 12-year-old boy in the wilds of Montana. After joining the Marines, he served in Vietnam, being honorably discharged in 1973. He returned to Montana, and that same year he abducted a 7-year-old girl from a tent while she was camping with her family, leaving behind no ransom note and no physical evidence. The FBI were called in, who for the first time used their new technique of offender profiling, suspecting that the kidnapper was a young, white male who killed for sexual gratification and likely kept body parts as souvenirs. Meirhofer briefly dated a woman, just one date, in 1974, and after she rejected him, he abducted her in her sleep, putting tape over her mouth and nose, which caused her to die from asphyxia. He then dismembered her body, burning some parts, wrapping up others, and storing them in his freezer labeled deer meat, and hiding her car in a barn. Meirhofer quickly became a suspect in her killing, with over 1,200 skeletal fragments discovered at an abandoned ranch that were determined to have come from 2 victims. He was the prime suspect in both murders, but no concrete evidence could tie him to the deaths, so he remained at large. On the anniversary of the previous year's kidnapping, he placed a call to the girl's mother to taunt her. The FBI had her line tapped, and she kept him on the line for nearly an hour, enabling the authorities to locate him and bring him into custody. While being questioned, Meirhofer confessed to the 4 murders, and just hours later was found dead in his cell, having hanged himself. It turns out that his brother was a serial child rapist, making some question what happened during their upbringing to have such a terrible outcome, but their sister claims that they suffered no abuse. In 2005, the personal effects of his last victim, the woman who he so briefly dated, were found hidden in the wall of a home in Manhattan, Montana that Meirhofer owned in the early 70s. While it's possible there were more victims, Meirhofer was never tied definitively to any other murders. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know somebody whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to David Meirhofer, I say, happy birthday, you bastard.